This is the world's first live, daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is a special broadcast of the world's first and only LGBTQ+ daily evening television news, broadcasting live and available on demand on all smart televisions, including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We encourage you to watch on your home television by downloading the Happening Out Television Network, and you can see all of our programs.
It's time to queer up the news. This is the first ever LGBTQ+ news show broadcasting from the Eastern Mediterranean. Our nonprofit 501c3 travel club has partnered with Fort Lauderdale's Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church, to travel to this vital region of the world, including the 3 continents of Europe, Africa, and Asia.
Nearly 60 people from LGBTQ+ America have traveled with our news show to Egypt, Athens, Cyprus, Rhodes, Mykonos, Santorini, Turkey, and Israel. Just weeks before we left for our broadcast from 3 continents, the Israel-Gaza war broke out.
Queer News Tonight was scheduled to broadcast from Jerusalem, meaning that this LGBTQ+ news broadcast would broadcast back-to-back from Egypt's Giza pyramids, Israel's holy sites of all 3 major world religions, and Ephesus. We made some changes and hope to again broadcast from Israel in the future. Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ+ community. Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community. We want to inform you and educate the key issues of our Black community, Latino, lesbians and queer women, trans, students, youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS, healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community.
Queer News Tonight is literally out of the closet and into the headlines. This evening we bring you the news of and a perspective representing the LGBTQ+ community.
Our community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast. And here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Queer News Tonight, coming to you live from Kusadasi, Turkey.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Faye. And I am here with my main man, my bestie, Mr. Cal Gajraj. And by the way, you know that I host the Faye What Show and, of course, also Queer News Tonight. And I'm also an anchor on It's Happening Out. And Mr. Cal Gajraj joins me on It's Happening Out and also on the Faye What Show. And Cal is a first-generation Muslim American, and you're here.
I'm here. I can't believe that we're here. As being first generation Muslim American, let me be the first to say assalamu alaikum to all of our Muslim friends and family around the world.
And I say alaikum salam.
Yes. And the meaning of assalamu alaikum is may the peace and blessings of God be unto you. And that's just a standard greeting in Arabic in the Muslim world.
Well, and I love it. And thank you. Mm-hmm. So let's begin by queering up education. You folks at home, you ready? Let's do this, all right? So let's begin by queering up education, all right? Let's talk about Campus Pride, and they've just released its annual Best of the Best for LGBTQ+ students. Campus Pride founder Shane Mendez-Winmeyer said, quote, "The Best of the Best list was first created back in 2009 as a way to showcase colleges and universities that were committed to offering safe and inclusive environments for LGBTQ+ students so that students and families could make informed choices about where to pursue higher education," end quote. Started in 2009 to help LGBTQ+ students choose wisely, this list was put together, and the best of the best included in the Mid-Atlantic, Rutgers, Penn State, Maryland University; in the Midwest, Indiana, Kansas State, Purdue, and Ohio State; in New England, UMass, Vermont; in the West, San Diego State, Colorado State; and in the South, Louisville and Northern Kentucky. What may come as a surprise, but it doesn't really to me, is that no major university in the South made the prestigious list. So no universities in Florida, in our state, or Texas either made the list, and we're not surprised about that either. And you know what, Cal, like that makes me a little sad just because I know of the incredible universities that we have in South Florida, right? And the diversity and inclusion. I mean, and that is like that's like one of your major platforms when it comes to, everything that you are about. Mm-hmm. UM has an incredible Pride program. FIU has an incredible student-based program that really, really encompasses what a university should do for their LGBTQ plus students. But unfortunately, they won't even be looked at when it comes to this list.
So I'm actually not surprised at this list because these colleges and universities exist in either blue or red states. So you can kind of correlate where the universities are located. In Florida and Texas being red states, where the politicians are a little bit more conservative than liberal. It's not surprising that some of our colleges and universities didn't make the list. And you're right. We have some of the best schools in the nation.
Right.
What comes down to it are the private and publicly funded colleges and universities. So you'll see in some academic programs for private universities, such as those DEI and humanity courses will still remain because it is a privately funded university versus Florida International University and FAU that are publicly funded. Some of those, Miami-Dade, where I'm an adjunct professor at some of those curriculums are losing their funding and they aren't allowed to continue teaching those courses as part of their curriculum.
Wow. And honestly, folks, and I have friends that are LGBTQ and have gone to religious schools and stuff like that. And my question to them is always like, why? Like, do you feel that you have to just persecute yourself on a daily basis by going to some of these schools? And also, like, LGBTQ plus folks, your money matters. Your money is important. Like we said before, choose a place wisely to send your children to that lets them be them authentically, right? While also giving them a good education. We're in a world where they want our children to be dumb. Between the book banning and just not being inclusive when it comes to universities, etc. Take reins back, parents. Look at these schools. When your children are applying for all these schools, take that into account, right? Because it's important, right? Like, if you knew then what you know now, would you still go to the same colleges that you went to?
No. And I think that
wow,
I would
didn't
apply.
even think twice about that.
I mean, I would have applied for more scholarships,
for sure, right?
Different things. But I think if there's one thing that this trip has taught us, and hopefully everyone's been following along on our journey and the different broadcasts that we had, is that there's so much history that has taken place all the way back to where we were in Cairo, going back 6,000 years. And like they say, history repeats itself. And there are civilizations and generations that just keep going backwards, like we learned today in our tour in Ephesus. And we keep continuing to make the same mistakes over and over again until a generation comes up that pushes us forward.
Very true. Very true. What's next, Khaled?
Let's queer up travel. Queer News Tonight's historic broadcast in Ephesus, Turkey during Gaza-Israeli war. The October 7th attack by Hamas on Israel forced us to cancel our broadcast from Jerusalem. We were docked in Ashdod, Israel, just 25 miles north of Gaza.
Queer News Tonight continues our journey across the Middle East and the Eastern Mediterranean, including Greece, Egypt, and now Ephesus, Turkey.
And as a first-generation Muslim, I'm very proud to say this is the first Queer News broadcast ever from the heart of the ancient Ottoman Empire of Ephesus.
Turkey is difficult for LGBTQ plus people, but it's still a major travel destination for the queer community and a place that you should think about when you are planning your next vacation.
And Ephesus was once a wealthy city of ancient Greece on the Aegean coast. It was one of the 12 cities in the classical Greek era that were members of the Ionian League.
Oh, wow. And it was built in the 10th century BC, BC, in which they stay around here before COVID. And it has been populated for more than 12,000 years.
The city came under the control of the Roman Republic in 129 BC.
The city was famous for the Temple of Artemis, completed in 550 BC and designated one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world.
The city has many monumental buildings, including the Library of Celsus, which is right behind us, and the theater, built 300 years before Rome's Colosseum, which can hold more than 25,000 spectators.
300 years before Rome's Colosseum. We've both been to the Colosseum, yes. And that is just breathtaking. And 300 years before that. Wow. Ephesus is critically important to Christians. Located here is one of the 7 churches of Asia addressed in the book of Revelations.
Interestingly enough, John the Baptist and the Virgin Mary came here after Jesus was crucified, and the Gospel of John was written in Ephesus. You can see both the final church of John the Baptist and the house of Mary while visiting here.
Wow, I definitely am looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I really am. Ephesus is also famous for the terrace houses. They are 3-story houses from ancient times of Roman control of some of the most wealthy in the empire. And according to our guide, he was telling us how back then there wasn't really no middle class. It was just you either had money or you didn't.
Right. The entire city of Ephesus is an archaeological site, and considered one of the most important UNESCO World Heritage Sites on the earth.
So can LGBTQ plus travelers visit? Absolutely. We are traveling here with nearly 60 LGBTQ plus folks today during this historic live broadcast, and we are safe. We're great.
Yeah.
We're all right.
Yeah. Turkey is one of the most inviting of Muslim countries for the queer community. Kusadasi and Ephesus being much more progressive than other parts of the country.
The president of Turkey, Erdogan, has been outspoken in his opposition to LGBTQ plus rights for Turks.
Yep. And there are many LGBTQ plus civil rights organizations here in Turkey.
Istanbul Pride was banned in 2021, and a small march in 2022 had more than 350 arrests.
However, public broadcast opinion of the LGBT plus community is growing in support. Istanbul's Kadir University reports that in 2015, 33% of Turkish supported LGBTQ plus rights, and that had increased to 48% in 2020.
Wow. Incredible. Incredible. So much history here, so much to learn, so much just, like you could just breathe. You breathe differently here, right? And I think it's just because of just the history and just, the energy that has been brought out through this. I'm just like blown away by just the fact that they were so ahead of their time, right? And again, BC, before so many of the things that we've learned in history, they already had the know-how to, okay, let's make a marble floor, but let's put ridges in it so when it rains, people don't slip back down. Little things like that you're just like, wow, and again, it's just overwhelmingly incredible and just stunning all at the same time. We've got a lot more to bring to you. We've got a lot more show. And next up, I'll be talking to our tour guide that's going to tell us all the reasons why Ephesus is a not to miss for the LGBTQ plus community. Hello, everyone. And it's your girl, Faye Watt. And we are coming to you live from Kusadasi. I said that right, John?
The right pronunciation is Kuş Adası.
Kuş Adası.
Yeah, in Turkish language, it means bird island. Bird island.
Bird island.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen a couple of birds here, so I can totally see how that is. Okay, so John, you've been our tour guide today, and you have been exemplary. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
For being
My
you.
pleasure.
When you first got on the bus, I just thought that we had picked up another American.
Really?
Just by looking at you, I didn't expect for you to be our Turkish tour guide. So, John, in Turkish, it says can on your.
Yeah, it's pronounced in a different way. John pronounced like C-A-N, like can.
Can.
Most of the Turkish names have a meaning. John, in Turkish language, means your soul.
Your soul.
Yeah.
I love that. And I feel like you gave us your soul today.
Nice to hear that.
And we really do appreciate that.
My pleasure.
John, so you told us that you were an archaeologist.
Yeah.
How, archaeologist, tour guide, how did that happen?
Actually, life is too short to work in a job which you don't like it. Am I right?
No, I don't know. I love what I do. I get to talk to people like you.
Yeah, I mean, you are lucky, but I know many people around me, they are working in a job over 30 years and they don't like it. And after 30 years later, it's very difficult to change their life.
Yes.
But I'm glad that I noticed this in my young ages. So I studied archaeology, but still I'm using my knowledge.
You are
So
completely.
that's nearly over 30 years I'm working as a tour guide right now.
Wow, incredible, incredible. What is your favorite thing to point out to people? What is the one thing that you're just like, I can't wait?
When I was in the high school, we had a very strict uniform. We have strict regulations in our school.
Okay.
So I hate wearing ties and jackets and shirts, so that I always dreaming a job which I don't need to wear a tie.
Okay.
So finally I find this job. I think the nicest thing in my job is meeting the new people.
I love that.
I mostly work with the people from United States.
Yes, those are the best ones.
Of course, some of them are coming with very different images to my country.
Okay.
But this is my aim, to show the real face of my country.
Well, and you really do. When we first got on the bus, you were so outspoken. You said negative things about your fearless leader, and everybody completely went, oh, like, wow, are you allowed to be that outspoken?
Of course, still we have free speech in this country, but
Yeah.
It's not that much easy to talk in everywhere.
Okay. I understood. But we appreciated the fact that you were so open with us,
Thank you.
I wanted to say happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday to you. And so you also share a birthday with your city because it's also your country. You're celebrating 100 years.
100 years
a
anniversary
republic.
of being a republic, yeah. 29th of October 1923.
Congratulations.
Turkey became a republic. This is the reason why you see flags in everywhere.
I was going to ask you,
my town.
so there's a flag everywhere and there's also a gentleman standing next to the flag. Who is that person?
His name is Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. He was the first president of this country. For Americans, you know the importance of George Washington.
Of course,
Is the
our
same
founding
for
father.
us. He was the founder of modern Turkey. Today I can speak your language. Today I can wear these Western clothes. Today we are using Latin alphabet in my country. Today my wife have equal rights like me. Today we have a Western education. We owe this to him. He did all the reforms of this country between 1923 until 1938. So he was a great leader.
So we say thank you to him.
Thank you to
We
him.
say thank you to him. That is fantastic.
Today it's a national mourning, 10th of November. He died 10th of November 1938. So that this morning and today there's a national mourning in my country.
And because of that, you give up your birthday. So you don't even celebrate your birthday on the day you were born because of that.
Even
Out of respect.
in my official papers, my birthday is written 9th of November. Because when I was a child, it was not good to celebrate your
Birthday on the same day.
On the
so they
same
made
day.
you older. Okay, women like me would say no, even by one day.
Just
you
one
don't
day,
do that.
just one day,
No.
just one day.
We were able to see these incredible carpets being made today.
You're right.
Thank you for taking
My
us there.
pleasure, my pleasure.
Incredible, breathtaking, the time, the effort, the focus that it takes to make
Wonderful.
these wonderful, beautiful things that when you put your hand across it, it was like a silk that you had never felt in your life.
You're right.
Lots of women doing it. I didn't see any men making
Actually,
it.
maybe the person who gives lectures today, he mentioned this to you. There is only one place where men weave rugs, which is a prison.
Okay, all right. And that's so they keep their focus on making the carpet.
Actually, you need very small fingers.
Okay.
Look at my hand and look at your hand. Who can make a better rug?
Me,
You.
me. But I'm more about laying on a rug than making a rug, John. But yes, you're
You need to
absolutely
be
right.
very patient to make to weave a rug.
And very focused. And the ADD that works up here just would be like, oh, let me look at Facebook. And then I'll never finish the rug.
Yeah,
That's a
you're
bad
right.
thing. The carpets are exceptional. The candies are wonderful as well.
Turkish delight.
The Turkish delights.
Yeah.
Delicious. We're staying on a celestial journey, and every night they put one on our bed.
Wonderful.
And I eat it in bed before I go to bed.
Wonderful.
Awful. My dentist will be super mad. When we leave here, I got a beautiful small runner. I'm definitely going to get one of the candies. What else do I need to take back to the States from Turkey that I just cannot leave without?
Adding spices,
Spices, okay.
saffron.
Saffron.
Comparing United States, the
It's
prices
so
are
expensive.
in United States, but it's much cheaper in Turkey.
Okay.
Turkish delights, carpets, leather products are very important in this area.
Okay.
Another important income of this region. Plus lots of souvenirs.
Oh, okay.
of
No, you
souvenirs.
got to have the souvenirs, of course. So we're here with an LGBTQ plus group.
Yeah.
And, there were some people that were worried about maybe safety or anything like that. Is that anything that our LGBTQ plus folks back home that are watching?
Did you feel anything danger today?
I didn't,
No.
John, at all. I felt super secure and safe.
Please feel comfortable and tell this to everybody in your country. Turkey always a very good place for them to travel. Safe place to travel.
Place to
Safe place to travel. Because for our culture, guest is important.
Yes.
We are looking you as a guest, not a client, not a customer. You are our guest.
I love that.
Okay.
And we feel
So
that.
I hope you feel it like this today.
I do. Any place we go, they've given us wine and coffee, okay? Hello, folks back home, that's how you make friends. That is how you make friends. John, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
being on Queer News tonight with us and being our exceptional tour guide today as we saw just the beauty of Turkey, of Ephesus, of everything that entails. Thank you very much,
My
John.
pleasure.
And I hope that more Americans come. I hope that more LGBTQ plus Americans come and come see John, all right? He will show you the best of the best that is here in beautiful Turkey. I am your girl, Faye What. There is more in store, so stay tuned.
That's today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show. If our community is important to you,
Share this news with your friends and family. Are you, like most of America, part of our very large television audience watching this live LGBTQ plus news broadcast right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV? We need your support.
If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. Tune in daily on this historic queer news broadcast of the Eastern Mediterranean and 3 continents.
We will be broadcasting across Greece, Egypt, Cyprus, Turkey, and the Greek Isles. No queer news show has ever been done like this ever before. And that is exactly what Queer News Tonight is all about. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. To our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you good night.